Hi. Welcome to this week's Chapter 3 review.
Chapter 3 review. We're kind of. Oops. Is this better?
The live is a little more new for us, so
All
it's
right.
time to.
So, how was your week?
Week was great. Oh, wait, before we even get into anything, it is summertime, so kids are out and we're doing a live. So if you hear any children in the background,
Thank you.
if you hear any children in the background, that could be my son or her daughter. And yeah, but we start to come live, so
Yeah.
I overlooked that. But my week was good. I had my baby shower.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I gotta put some videos.
Maybe just post some clips or something. We said we would do that. We didn't yet.
We did take some videos. So
Yeah.
After this, we'll put some. Okay, we'll put some videos up. Games, lots of food, everything.
Yeah,
It went well.
Food.
I can't complain. How was your week?
It was good. The baby shower was probably the highlight of the week. Yeah, another work week, another trying to see what's next. Next money move.
How was the chapter for you?
I thought it was a great chapter. Chapter 3, it's titled Creating Annual and Monthly Budgets. Sounds like so much fun. So just to start off with that title, I never ever thought of an annual budget. I thought that was
I've never done an annual budget.
Yeah, I've never even heard of that. I thought that was an eye opener itself. So,
but I feel like I've tried to do it before, but like having your money, we get paid bi-weekly.
Yes.
So it's hard to do it on an annual basis because your money's not coming all in once.
Yeah.
So it's easy to say, yeah, I'm going to place it this way or that way, but
yeah,
I don't know if you understand what
saying.
I'm
So the chapter starts off with a lady named Tracy who does not want to look at her bills. She's like, she wants to just throw them out. But this time is different. She's committed to being more financially responsible. So she opens all her bills and jots the amount.
Surprised.
Yeah, the amount down and realizes it's not as bad as she thought it was.
She had wiggle room.
Yeah.
I wish I could say that. Honestly, I feel like I have had a bigger room, but yeah, the money still spends.
Yes. So that brings us to the first. This is like their case, or not even a case study, just like something for you to do. Their EYL, Earn Your Leisure Money Principle Equation. So what they suggest, how you break down your money. So 15% savings, 55% spending, 10% sharing, 20% investing. So how that translates to about, let's say, 4,000 Canadian dollars a month, that may or may not be my monthly budget. So 15% savings, that would look like $600 a month goes straight to your savings. That is something I do, but I'm not consistent at always leaving it there. I do a pretty good job, but definitely I do go into it sometimes. So 600. So 15% of 4,000 is 600 a month. For me to save that, I automatically have that deducted as soon as I get paid. I have that amount deducted. So it's already gone before I can even think about it. 55% spending. So that includes things like, I think, everything that you spend your money on. So your bills, your leisure, everything.
Bills, yeah, exactly.
So that's $2,200 should be allocated to that. I know for sure I'm over that. 10% sharing. So we'll get into that more, but I thought that was a good, I thought that was helpful because
to factor it in.
Yeah, to factor in, because when you're giving to people, I find you don't really think about it. you don't really think about that part, but it definitely does get spent.
Mhm.
So $400 for that. So allocating $400 to spending, I think that, or not spending, sharing. I thought that was really a
Mhm.
great idea. 20% investing. I'm not there yet, but I definitely would like to be. $800 a month in investing. And I know if you could invest $800 a month, you are
Gotta be laughing.
caking because you're definitely making that money back and then some. I
Mhm.
know that for a fact. So definitely something I would like to get into 20% investing. Zai, what are your thoughts on this
On this,
breakdown?
I thought it was good, but challenging. I think so what I find to be most challenging about that split up is sometimes your bills or your spending amount is a lot larger than 55% that's needed.
Yeah.
So, for example, we're here in Canada, taxes extremely high. Our, without like giving all our business, but like our rent alone, which is really good, our mortgage is really good. When we split between the two of us, we're paying what,
$1,000.
1,000 each of us. So our mortgage is 2,000. That's because we got it way before the interest rates. Now that doesn't factor in any of the bills, which then takes us to that's another 1,000 a month,
Yeah.
give or take. That's just strictly bills. And then if you are doing anything, trying to be productive in terms of like life insurance, you have a car note, car insurance, it's well over
Yeah, that.
the 55% threshold that they suggest. So they did say to tweak it, which is this is just more so a guideline, which I appreciate. But I found for me when I was doing the budget, like my spending is way higher. So yeah, I don't know how to bring those things down. They do get some good suggestions, which we'll get into. But like for example, when it comes to tackling credit cards, like they mention call the banks and ask for lower interest rates or lower payments. So all those things are, you know, good advice that I am going to try, and I will follow up with how that goes. But yeah, I found it a little unrealistic for me personally.
Yeah, but I definitely think it's something to
It's a
strive
goal.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not that's not feasible. Well, I don't know if it's not.
I think you just have to lower your
Yeah.
expenses, which is that's
Yeah,
where it gets
which is
hard.
another part that they gave some good tips into that.
They
like
give
she said.
good tips, and then this is where the whole like I think for us we're talking about earlier in terms of like just our random conversations about having shame. Sometimes we don't go and put ourselves out there,
Yeah.
and that is a prime example. What is the harm in asking for a lower payment?
Yeah.
The worst they could tell you is no.
Yeah. So for like our credit cards, like in the book, they suggest calling to see if spending an hour of your time to see if they could lower your thing,
What they can do.
lower your interest, or come up to something. They said they're more willing to help than not. And why wouldn't they be? Of course, they want their money back, but at the same time, I think if you come to them and tell them, hopefully, I don't know, we're gonna try it this week.
Yeah.
Because I said I would like to
Try that
see
as
if
well.
that does anything. It would be helpful. So, and we'll let you know what they said.
Mhm.
We'll come back to that next week. But
So yeah, so it's just highlighted I need to lower my expenses. Long
Yeah.
and short of that.
yeah.
But everything else I thought was great. Savings, savings. Okay, we'll go into the mini categories.
So they also, so when they're talking about your budget, they talk about fixed and variable expenses. Also something I never thought about. Fixed expenses, bills paid monthly that are the same. Example, your rent or your mortgage, car note, insurance. So those are always going to be the same. Um,
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
As I said, we are live and the kitties are there on the couch.
And so variable expenses. So it reflects the amount of usage. So that, for example, is your gas, how much gas you use when you're in your car. utilities, credit card payments that could change depending on how much you
Usage,
use.
yeah.
Usage. So I never really think about that. I always just get the bills and you pay them, but I think it's also good to consider that you do have some control in
Mhm.
that. So if I go, if my monthly budget is $100 for gas and I go over that, well, it means that I really shouldn't be going anywhere. for the
Yeah,
rest
yeah,
of
no
the
business
month.
driving up and
Yeah,
down.
exactly. So I thought that was interesting.
No, that's true. That's very true. I never really took it that it is a controllable amount that you're paying. So it's really based on how mindful you are and how serious you are to committing yourself to the road to financial freedom, or at least less stress.
The plug. Let me go grab it.
How much battery do you have? 10%.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good to know.
Yes. And then they have 3 categories. They break down your expenses into, which is needed it, wanted it, what was I thinking? So I was just
So they
pretty-
touched on that last week, but they
Mhm.
want you to now implement it after doing your budget
Yes.
on what it's looking like. So how was yours? We did an overview.
Like you said last week, I spent a lot on food that I wasn't really paying
Anticipating.
attention
Oh my
to.
goodness.
Yeah, so that was interesting. Like that was unnecessary. Some of them, I mean,
Yeah, like eat out. But I think I used to do a better job at just eating out on Friday, Saturday, and eating home the rest of the week. Now that my son's older, too, at talking, he has a lot more demands too. So now it's what he wants. And like, as someone who's a poor picky eater, McDonald's, I know it's terrible, but that he loves it. So like I find myself spending. Yeah. So it was that was a big eye opener with how much I'm spending on food.
So then it breaks down and it talks about the annual budget.
Yeah.
So yeah, the annual budget savings, 15%.
Yeah.
So 50% of the average American savings plummeted.
guys.
Should I?
Hey. You
Yeah.
guys.